Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. All music, photos, and videos under fair use for review and educational purposes only. This is the only video I am featuring Chris Benoit. I am in no way condoning his actions from 2007. But this being a toy review, I am reviewing the action figure. ¿Qué onda? This Hector Canales bringing you a quick review of the 1999 WCW Special Collector's Edition 4-pack of the Four Horsemen by ToyBiz. We're looking at the front of this. It looks amazing. The graphics on this box was going to be a little bit different as seen at a toy fair, where the font's just a little bit different. And both to me look pretty good, but I gotta say this one just shines just that little bit more. Especially the pictures. If you look at Ric Flair's picture, you got him, you know he's wearing a robe just by seeing a little bit of his robe there. Chris Benoit, he looks ready like he's gonna fight. Dean Malenko, well, he's in a suit. And then you got Steve Mongo McMichael. All pictures except for the Dean Malenko look like they're ready to get down, Horseman style. Everywhere, all around, you've got the same image of the Four Horsemen when Ric Flair came back, and you've got them all together. The one guy missing here is Arn Anderson, who was also in that little ceremony that they had to welcome back Ric Flair. Now on the back, you've got their stats, which is so cool. This is really nice. The little bit of stats you got there, and then the little bio that they have for the Four Horsemen. And by reading the bio, you know that a wrestling fan, not just some mark, but a wrestling fan wrote this. Because this is really putting over the Four Horsemen and putting them over the cash cow, which was the NWO. Comparing the figures that are in the package with the figures that were going to come out in the prototype image, there are big differences. Mostly it's just on the color scheme that they use on their outfits. And also Ric Flair, originally I guess he wasn't going to come out with this robe. He's got different colored tights on, as we'll see in the loose figure that I have. And here are the figures out of the package. I did purchase these loose Four Horsemen figures about 20 years ago at a toy convention. And Ric Flair, unfortunately, was missing a knee pad and his robe. But you can see how his attire is all in red. Let's review them one by one. And let's start off with the leader of the Four Horsemen and president of WCW at the time, Ric Flair. Let's take a look at that face. It does not look like Ric Flair. Now this Ric Flair was actually released another time with a rare 2-pack of Hulk Hogan. They gave him a great tan. His body's actually Roddy Piper's. This is Roddy Piper's body. His arms are not though. They belong to somebody else. I can't figure out whose arms these are. He looks cool like this, posed this way, but other than that, it looks like he's just doing front delts like this. Most of the WCW figures had some sort of action. I thought this one had like a waist action where you wind him up and he hits over, but he doesn't. Oh, look at that. He's got the Four Horsemen symbol on his butt there. But Ric Flair, I don't think he ever wore any sort of Four Horsemen symbol. But I really love the detail, like the RF right there and the RF on his boots. That's actually pretty nice. Too bad, it just doesn't look like Ric Flair. You know what? It actually looks like his youngest son when he was 8 years old and tackling Eric Bischoff. Now let's take a look at Chris Benoit. And they gave him a bit of a thick beard here. This figure doesn't have any action. The articulation, same thing as Ric Flair, where his shoulder, elbow, no wrist articulation, waist articulation, hip articulation, knee, and ankle. Especially with the product that Jack's WWF figures were releasing. This is by far way better than any of those bone crushing figures. I never liked those. So the likeness, it's okay. I mean, they got the mullet, which is nice. And they got them all ripped. Oh, look at that crippler. And the 4 Horsemen symbol on the side. That really makes this figure. Just small little details like that. This Chris Benoit was also released in a single card with different color attire. And now Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko is not taller than Chris Benoit. And even on the bio on the back, they have Chris Benoit being taller than Dean Malenko. Maybe it's because Chris Benoit is squatting a little bit. Nah, look at Dean Malenko. He's almost starting to do the splits. He's got articulation at the head, shoulders, elbows, just like Ric Flair and Chris Benoit, but he has added wrist articulation, which is really nice. Waist articulation, hip, knee, and ankle. His nipples look really funny. This makes me think this is a body from somebody who was wearing a shirt or something. This is the one and only release of Dean Malenko. Now the likeness. If you show me a picture of Dean Malenko, I'll say, yeah, sure. The last but least, Steve Mongo McMichael. And this whole body was made just for Mongo McMichael. And this guy looks more like a young Steven Seagal, if Seagal ever looked this good. Because McMichael never looked this good. I'll take it. They actually made a Mongo McMichael figure so we could have a 4 Horsemen set, which is really nice, especially because my whole collection was mostly NWO guys. So he's got articulation at his ponytail, which you could, pose him like he's in the wind or he's rushing in to botch something. He's got articulation at his head, shoulder, elbow, and wrist articulation. Waist, hip, knee, and ankle. And what I really like about this guy is, look at how they molded his foot so he could be ready to tackle or something, And then the tape around his fingers is really nice. Does it look like Mongo McMichael? Then we got the 4 Horsemen symbol right here and his jersey number on the other side. Those little details, again, just make this figure so much better. We see the figures front and back. And these ToyBiz figures, they were something special. Like I said, the bone crushing by Jax just didn't do it for me. They look pretty crappy. And then ToyBiz was also coming out with the X-Men figures. Now ToyBiz started off real crappy, and I've got some of these DC superheroes made by ToyBiz. Those are a load of crap. Somehow they got their stuff together and they started releasing some amazing figures. And this here is proof of how amazing they were. It's 1999 and they're putting out high quality product. Well, thanks for joining me on this quick review of the 1999 WCW Special Collector's Edition 4 Horsemen pack. On the next quick review, and this one will be an unboxing review of the Evolution of Sting by ToyBiz. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you had this set. And if you're willing to sell some, find me on Twitter or Instagram at Rio Hector Canales.